Welcome. Today's tour is brought to you by Past Heritage, Palo Alto Stanford Heritage, which works to preserve the historic architecture of the Palo Alto Stanford area. One of the ways we do that is through education, and this tour is an example of one of our education activities. My name is Gail Woolley. I have been involved with historic preservation in Palo Alto since the very beginning of that movement, which dates back to about the late 1960s. Let's think back now to 125 years ago. What was here? Well, up to the north, there was a little town, actually probably a village, by the name of Menlo Park, which had gotten started in the 1860s. In the other direction, to the south, was the village of Mayfield. That was located around where California Avenue is today. It also got started in about the 1860s. What was in between? Not much. Grain fields. Acres and acres of grain fields studded with oak trees here and there. What changed? Well, the change was due to Leland and Jane Stanford. When their son died just before his 16th birthday of typhoid fever, they decided to build a university on their farm, the other side of El Camino, in his memory. Stanford wanted a town for his university, so he asked Timothy Hopkins, the son of Mark Hopkins, one of the other big four, of course Stanford was one of the others, to buy some land in this area and to lay it out into streets and lots. And that's how we got Palo Alto. Now, on the tour, we're going to be talking about two different themes. One, the people, and secondly, the houses, the architecture. Sometimes when I've given tours, people have asked me, how did Palo Alto get this way? Why is it that, now rents are so high for office space on University Avenue, probably higher than anywhere else in the country? My answer, Palo Alto didn't get this way. Palo Alto started this way. And it's the people that you're going to be hearing about today who are responsible for that incredibly good start. Now, the first house that we're going to see today is that of Professor Angel, and it is in the shingle style of architecture. The shingle style came from the East Coast in the area around Cape Cod, where people were building vacation houses. Since it was a vacation house, it was a little more informal. The more common style of architecture at that time, we're talking now about the 1880s, was either the Victorian style, which is fairly stiff, or colonial revival, the various styles, which are very formal. This is different in that the inside of the house dictated what was going to happen on the outside. In other words, the inside was planned first, and where the windows happened to be or where the door happened to be, that was that. They weren't worried about what the appearance was going to be from the exterior. You'll notice here in this house that there is a kind of sheathing or skin of shingles over the roof, and that continues right down the sides of the house. So a shingle style house is completely covered with shingles. It also very often has a few features from the earlier styles, the colonial revival period. That window, the oval window on the straight ahead, is an example of a colonial revival feature, as are the columns. This house has a wonderful amount of brickwork And behind that brickwork is an ingle nook, a fireplace with seats on each side of it. Very cozy, very welcoming. In fact, there are 4 fireplaces in this house. It was the home of Professor Angel. It was built, one of the very first, in 1893. He was a professor of psychology, and he was also the track coach.